Кавалер, я врубаю daft панка, крутит мне план. Покидаем клуб, в руке савиньон блан. Отлип от ее губ, залипаю в экран. Я кидаю деньги в воздух, ты поймаешь их.
Hi guys, this is your girl LishaJoya. Thank you very much for coming to this video. This is a rather serious video, so if you're not in the mood for serious videos, then I suggest you click off. But this is going to be a really emotional video for me because I'm doing so many changes in less than a month's time period. But I'm saying goodbye to my coworkers in this video. So if you don't like goodbye videos, again, click off. To my coworkers, you have been nothing but my family. You've seen me go through so much stuff. And to that, I'm eternally grateful for your love and support. There's times you and we might have meshed wrong or right. We might have bumped heads. But at the end of the day, we became a family. So, I need to tell you about why I'm leaving you. I'm leaving because I fell in love with somebody I have known online for about 10 years. I did not expect it to happen in this way. I did not expect it to be so serious so fast. I did not expect for me to fall this fast or this hard. But I'm an action kind of girl. If I want something, I go after it. And I'm not afraid to go after it if I have to. However, in this instance, this person is actively wanting me and they are in a different state. It is hard for me to leave. Straight up. I almost did not want to leave you guys. I kept telling my new guy, his name is Sean, that I can't leave you guys. You guys are my family. You guys have seen me go through a lot, as I said before. I mean, we went through COVID together when I was guarding the door. And you guys even gave me Employee of the Month. And there's each and every single one of you that have touched every chasm of my heart and then some extra I did not even know I even had. I'm having a hard time leaving, and as I know I'm leaving, making these final decisions just hasn't been easy for me, guys. I'm already gonna start crying. If you guys don't know anything more about me, I've been homeless for almost a year with my family. My son's epileptic. He's 20. He's in his 20s. My mom, she's in her 60s, and she's got Alzheimer's and dementia. I've been through the ringer this year in regarding my romantic relationships fizzling out. I got rid of a 22-year relationship because it was just purely abusive, and this person would not help me because they didn't want to deal with my mother's issues, and they didn't want the responsibility of being called a father or being a friend figure to my son, even though my son is clearly named after this person because this person was there the day he was born. So I went through so much stuff emotionally, mentally, spiritually, even financially, that just caused me just to go, it's all or nothing. I'm missing all of you before I even leave. And leaving you guys has been so torturous. Because I have such a bond with you. Each and every single one of you is so differently. But I have a bond. My relationships with each and every single one of you is so special. I've never been touched so much by a group of people and been so accepted and welcomed. Like I'm family, like I was always part of the family. Like you guys have been to me. Sorry. I just can't help the crying thing. Making this decision has not been easy. It really hasn't. I'm working side by side with you guys, and I'm missing you, even though you're right next to me. It's undescribable, the feeling. I love you all so much. And you guys need to understand that. There's some of you that is going to get mentioned individually, and your name will be in with a marquee with your name shown. And some of you will not. Now, hopefully those that don't get offended if I don't mention your name, but you have to understand, I love all of you guys. And my children inside this store, and you know, it just grieves me so greatly. And I love these kids. I love all these kids like they're my own children, as if I naturally gave birth to these kids. And I'm seeing them grow up before my eyes to being young men and young women. It's just so beautiful. There's also going to be some of you that are going to be mentioned twice. Because we have a different bond, you know. I'm going to say everything in English. Some of it might be in Spanish. It might be broken Spanish, but it's going to be what it is. Thank you guys for allowing me to protect you guys during the main part of the COVID when I was guarding the door. Thank you guys for trusting me to protect you. And to those that defended me, especially Patrick. Yes, Patrick is the one that defended me against someone that tried to physically assault me at the door. And he told people, you do not mess with my Alicia. You know, so no one's allowed to mess with my Patrick. And you know who I'm referring to in regards to Patrick. I want to apologize again to those I have not mentioned. It's nothing ill against you. It's just that, you know, I am so close with so many people in this very store. And I want to thank you guys for all you've done for me. You guys have been my family. You guys have been my friends. You've seen me get pissed off. You've seen me get sad. And you've seen me joke around and get silly and dance and sing and make funny sounds and funny songs with the crazy music in the background. You've seen me through so much stuff. But you guys didn't know that I've been homeless for almost a year with my family living in hotels. And I can't seem to get ahead. And where I'm going, I'm not going to be homeless anymore. I'm going to be in the arms of an amazing man. I'm going to have another set of job and new people to love. And I hopefully by the end of this video that you still want to be friends and family to me. So if you've gotten this video, if you've gotten this far, God bless you. I'm just I'm at a loss for words because you guys have meant so much to me. So much. I don't know, Mom. It's just a lot. Saying goodbye to my coworkers.
Yeah, I understand. Let me go away and let you
Mom,
finish though.
it's just like so overwhelming.
I know it is. But
People have no idea like how much I truly love these people.
that's the way I felt when I had
I
to
don't know
leave
if I can
Cottage
continue.
Hospital
I don't know
behind.
if I can continue on doing this video, to be honest.
That's the way I felt when I had to leave Cottage
I
Hospital.
know, but I'm just like saying I just don't know if I can even finish doing this. In general. It's just so overwhelming.
Oh, honey.
Sacrificing so much.
Cry on Mama's shoulder. It's okay. It's okay to cry. You're gonna miss them, and because you love them. They're good people, and you miss them. You're
I
gonna
don't
miss
want to be
them.
ugly crying either on camera.
You're not an ugly crybaby. Don't say that about my kid. I'll beat you up.
I just gotta get together and start the video again, but I don't know how I'm gonna get it together.
You're trying to do something nice for them, and
I look ugly right now
no,
with
you
my
don't.
face all puffy.
No, you don't. You couldn't be ugly if you tried.
I'm feeling really anxious. I mean, losing Mike was easy. My coworkers, no.
Because each of them have different personalities, and you know the different
Well, they
personalities.
truly love me. Mike never really did.
Yes, they do.
Yep. I'm gonna try to keep this together because I already broke down, guys. I want to talk about my bosses, and the first one, the one that hired me, her name is Gina. I want to tell you thank you for believing in me, and hiring me, and seeing me, and protecting me, and guiding me, and just like being there for me, and letting me have the job that I had, that I so loved and enjoyed. And now it's like I feel like I'm losing my family, you know. I just want to let you guys know, Gina, especially Gina. I want to thank her so much for believing in me and just being by my side. You are like a sister to me. You don't even know it. I mean, I was able to text you whenever, and I was just able to let you know my 2 weeks, and it was like no fuss, no muss, but you knew I could do the job, and we finally got perfect scores on all of our audits in every single department the last time. I'm so proud to have been chosen by you. You are such a kind and loving person, and you're so strong, and you're so understanding, and I hope to take that with me to my next job. I really do. But I'm normally not like that. I'm normally not so understanding. I want everything when I want it, and I want it 5 years ago. But you want it impatient in so many different ways. I'm going to talk about my boss, Mark. He's the main boss of the entire store. Mark, you have been so kind to me. We haven't really spoken much, but your demeanor towards me has always been soft. Not as weak, but as soft, tender. And I wanted to thank you for that and that level of respect you've given me. Just want to say thank you very much. Even when you wanted something done, I jumped when you wanted me to do something because I knew you were a fair boss. You're a fair person and a fair man. And I loved working with you as my boss. That's why I worked so hard, because I had fair, loving bosses that were balanced, just like you and Gina. I want to talk about Max. He's the other boss as well. He's always opened doors for me, literally opened doors for me, talked to me with so much kindness, always was concerned where I was at, not because he was trying to keep tabs on me, because he wanted to make sure I was okay. If I needed a special tool, he made sure I had it. So I just want to say thank you to him to making sure I was well equipped for my job. And you've always talked to me with such kindness in your tone. And because of that, Max, here I go crying again. It taught me one more aspect I wanted in a future person in my life. I want to be talked to with such kindness. And you're always so respectful to me, all three of you. Oh my God, I need to keep it together. I need to keep it together. I really do. I'm just having a hard time. This is harder on me than you guys even know. And I have like 2 pages of people to talk about because there's so many of you that have touched me. I want to talk about my homies. Homies in the hood. I want to talk about Rosa, you guys know who Rosa is. I worked with her when I worked at Soup Plantation before they went bankrupt after the COVID. They bailed and left Rosa and I in the freaking ashes and the dust by going bankrupt. I want to say thank you, Rosa, for being my friend, being by my side. You know my struggles that I have with my mother. You've seen my mother, Christmas parties, and my son, and you know about my living situation. You didn't judge me. You just loved me for who I am. And you tried to help me. You helped me get this job. You talked to Gina, and Gina was so gracious, like she always is. And I just want to say thank you, and I love you so much. And I hope we always stay in contact. You're still my Bulgarian grumpy bear. Yes, my Bulgarian grumpy bear. Or we say in another way I say it is my Bulgarian grumpy gummy bear. I miss you, and I'm going to love you, and I'm going to miss you so much. Like, I miss you already, and I haven't even quite left yet. I miss what you taught me. You know, you taught me to be tough. You taught me not to be all emotional about my job and just like, I get done whatever I get done. I also want to talk about my best friend in the entire world of my job. His name is Marky Doe, and he's in produce. He's not to be mistaken for the boss Mark, but Marky Doe, whoa. He knows who he is. We used to share like music in the morning, and I used to like make fun of him, and he used to make fun of me and come to my departments. He used to hunt me and find me in my departments. What apartment is Lisha in today? What department is she in? And he'd find me, and he literally gave me a whole bunch of stuff. I'm trying to find it right now. The face mask. This face mask, which is the exact one he wears. It's one that covers the entire face and the eyes, or the nose and the forehead. It goes all the way around. It goes down to your shoulders. He gave me a song list and a flash drive, which I do listen to frequently. I cried because he took the time out of his day just for me when he was on vacation. And he also gave me some awesome boots as well. And this still smells just like him. And he always like looked out for me. He actually took off my shoes and put on those shoes on. He even laced them for me, and I wore them around the entire shift. And I walked around with these like big ass shoes, walking around, but they were anti-slip anyways, and they were like almost waterproof. And we like joke around, and I harass him, on the regular, and he's just an awesome guy. He can make my frowny face into a happy face, just like that. I'm gonna miss him so greatly. But he's the first person that not only has my phone number, but he also has my email address and my social medias. And he's the first person I decided to give it to. I'm normally not so open, and this man has opened me up to be accepting the friendship and not being my closed hermit type bubble. And I do love this man with all my heart, and he knows it. I don't say I love you, but yeah, Marky, yeah, I do love you, dude. You are freaking awesome. I wish I didn't have to leave. And your text of me leaving, oh my god, I'm looking at my phone right now, and I'm going like this. When I see this, hold on. I'm not gonna show the text, okay? He was actually shocked I left early one day. And he's like, "How did you get off work before I did? Boo!" He was not happy I left work early because he wanted to hang out. He's one of the few people that wants to just hang out, just be friends, and just be cool. He's just such a sweet guy. He keeps telling me, "Please don't go. I'm begging you to stay." He's like so sweet, and I just love him for that, and seeing that tortures my heart even more. Now, I want to talk about Luis. Luis and Deli. You know who you are. Guess what? I'm going to say it. Señorito, tú sabes mi señorito, te gustan los burritos, tú sabes mi favorito también. Anyways, you know how it goes. Luis, Luis. And you're like, señorito, señorito, mamito, ¿quieres taquitos, conitos? Anyways, that's how we usually call each other from across the way. I have a tight bond with these guys, and he used to come out and sit with me during the COVID, very beginning of the COVID, and we would social distance sit outside. And with also Hermilo as well, one of my cart angels, which is the guy that pushes all the carts, that pushes them in, and helps me sanitize them. Yeah. I miss us sitting down and have virgin alcohol together on our lunch breaks or our break in general. I'm gonna miss his, he used to buy Starbucks for me, and I used to buy Starbucks for him. And Hermilo, like we were like the three musketeers, you know what I mean, in the morning. And I'm gonna miss him so much. He's such a sweet man. I love him so much. I just can't wait for the day so I can see him get married. He's such a good guy. He is so amazing. So if any girls are single and you want an awesome guy that loves God and is just so sweet and kind and thoughtful and caring, talk to me. I'll get a hold of Luis for you. Because he deserves to be happy because he's just that amazing. Now we'll talk about my homie Hermilo. ¿Cómo estás, mi amigo? ¿Cómo estás? Oh my goodness. What am I going to do? Mi ángel. You know what I mean? Tú estás mi ángel. Gracias para a todo. Para todo tú hacen. Gracias. Tú estás en mi corazón, en mi espíritu, en mi cabeza, mi mensaje a ti. Tú estás mi amigo. Gracias para todos. Vaya con Dios. Vaya con Dios, mi amigo. Te amo, mi amigo. Talk about my homegirl, Diane. Diane, you know who you is. You is. We're doing the Starbucks, gang sign. Woo! Wait, hold on. Wait, what is it? The creamer going into the coffee? I don't know what the. I'm making up gang signs here. I'm going to miss you, girl. We talk about everything and anything. I'm going to miss you. I'm just straight up going to miss you talking to you. Being completely I talk to you like, yo, what up, girl? Let's go party, man. I know it sounds stupid, but we talk so real to each other. It's just so freaking funny. I'm gonna miss you so much. I'm gonna miss setting up the Starbucks for you and helping you with the setting up the display sandwiches and helping you set up in the morning. I'm just gonna freaking completely miss that like crazy. I'm gonna miss our talks about people and things and get things off our chests. You're the one person I could definitely talk to about a little bit of everything and not be judged, because I already told you about my sexuality. You know I'm bisexual, and you know that. You're like, oh, shocked about it, but at the same time, you're like, cool. You weren't judgmental, and I just want to say thank you. Lisa in Delhi. That's my sister. My sister. I don't care if you don't have the same color skin as me. You're still my sister. Yeah, we talk about God. We talk about Jesus, religion. We talk about a little bit of everything. And she brings me back to the ground level. She's not afraid to tell me how it is. And she's not afraid of things than on a spiritual level, and we just talk about God and Jesus and relationship with him, and that's kind of remolding me about, why am I with this person when I can have a person or a person that loves me like he loves God, but God, he'll love God more, obviously. But I mean, it's just talking about God and with her is just always so refreshing. It just makes me feel like I'm safe again. She's just always my sister. And then another one, she's like I said, she's a sister with a different color. That's all I have to say. And I never saw her as a different color. She's the one who brought it out to me. Hey, you're looking white. I'm looking this color. I'm like, girl, I don't notice. Girl, what are you talking about? Girl, no, I don't think so. I don't see nothing. Girl, girlfriend, I don't think so. I don't see nothing, girlfriend. You and I are sisters. There's no differentiation here. Nope. Nope. Man, shoot. You're my Cece. So that's how it is, girl. You're my sister. That's how it is. I see no color. You're my Cece, and that's it. If you don't like it, take that outside. We'll catch it outside, girl. I will talk about Daryl. He's another another brother with a different color. Yes, he is. Daryl is an older gentleman, and I love him to death. I would lay my life down for this man, even though he'd probably say, no, don't do it. I'm too old for that. But sweetheart, you are definitely not too old. You are so loving and kind. You know you love me. I freaking love you. You have gotten me through such bouts of anger over things that are going on in my life, and you brought me down. to a real level where I was able to deal with it. And you got me to crack up and laugh to the point I was almost about to cry and piss myself. Oh my God. Oh my God. I just freaking love you. I do. I freaking love you. I mean, I swear you're like a father. You're like a father to me. And you bring a laughter and a joy to my life. And when I think of you, I smile. And I smile. I'm really gonna miss you. You keep telling me I'm gonna miss you and don't leave, and you're one of the other people begging me to stay. But you know where I'm going, and you know why. You're understanding. You don't like it at all, but you know you're in for it because you know I'm gonna be happy, and that's what you want. And I love you for that. Okay, Daryl. Um, Doll. My homegirl doll. At first, we didn't really like talk. We didn't communicate. We were like at odds and we were like at each other, you know. But I had gotten to know you and I've gotten to love you and gotten to understand you a bit more. And I just want to say, girl, you are so amazing. Just amazing. We talk about things on a spiritual plane, on a metaphysical plane. We talk about science, astrology, herbology. We talk about witchcraft. We talk about all the We talk about all the planets aligning. I mean, we talk about all kinds of stuff, and I see where you're coming from and why you think things the way you do, and I just love your open energy to things and people. I do. I love it. I think you are fantastic. I think you are amazing. And I hope that you'd open up that door to friendship after I leave. I know it's not easy for me to leave because you feel like I'm leaving you. And I know that's the reason why you're sick for a few days because you don't want to see me leave. But I am opening up that friendship to you even after I leave our store because I think you're just plainly amazing. And any other judgments that I had at you, which I did have, it's been long thrown out the door, and I just think you're freaking amazing, and I just want to just love on you and adopt you as my little sister. Seriously. Yeah. I want to also talk about one more person that's one of my homegirls. Her name is Natalie. She's got a different spelling. She's from Australia. She knows who she is. And I just wanted to say thank you so much for helping me make this decision. You're the one that said go for it, go for it, go for it, go for it. You don't have nothing to lose. Go for it, go for it, go for it. And I'm like thinking, why am I not going for this? So I want to say thank you for being so positive to me and say, yes, girl, go for it. As I tell you in your future, girl, you go for it. You got my number too. You know what I mean? You have my number. You could text me at any time. And I can also write down your phone number after I get a new one. And yes, I want to keep in contact with you too. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I had to take a little while to take a little cry session and go wipe my eyes a little bit because, I mean, I'm starting to puff up like a fucking puff. Oh my god, I can't even speak right. A puffer fish. I should put that in the bloopers, but I'm not. I want to thank these managers. Michael, the first day I met you, you were kind of a little rash at me because I called you Sir Michael and I didn't know how to use the porter section of the store properly. But I want to let you know something. You have been such a kind person with giving me my breaks, especially during the COVID. You had me covered. And I mean, you had me. I wanted a person like that in my life that always has me covered. So you're another one of those people in my life that got me to thinking, what else do I want in a partner that always has me covered? And you always let me get my breaks, and I never felt like I was overwhelmed and stuck at the door when you were there relieving people of the door when it was during the main part of the COVID, when people were literally trying to fight me and trying to hurt me and harm me and cussing at me and like all trying to be so defiant, and I was doing so many things at once and protecting the store, protecting every coworker, and giving out masks for people that didn't want to wear a mask. And and I just want to say thank you for being so protective of me and just being so covering of me. You covered me in so many ways. So I want to say thank you, Michael. You know, and I just want to tell you my appreciation to you personally. You mean so much to me. It's actually kind of hard to leave because you're the first manager I ever came in contact with, and you've toughened me up. I'll tell you that, and I want to thank you for that. Candy is another manager. Girl, you are tough as nails. I just freaking love that about you. You're like RoboCop on crack, but Robo Queen, if you want to call it that. um, I just want to say thank you so much for, just letting me open up to you. You're the first person I opened up about my living situation, about being homeless and living with my family. And I just want to say thank you for not judging me. And um, it just felt safe to open up to you in that fashion. And I always thought of you as a sister. I never told you that, but I'm telling you that now. I just think you're like RoboCop strong. I mean, you should be a director of the store someday because you're just that tough. But one thing I do hope for you someday is that something tells me that something is going on in your personal life that you're not being strong enough for. But I want to tell you right now, you are strong, and you're stronger than you ever know or ever believe. And I believe in you, and I love you so much. And I also want to thank you for trying to have my back and always making sure my temperature was right on my forehead when we started doing the temperature scans when we came in and before we clocked in the door. I want to thank you for being so proactive and making sure that we were safe as coworkers and as people. Whether you realize it or not, I did appreciate it. It might sound stupid to be thanking somebody for scanning my temperature, but you know that I actually had COVID by myself, and I don't want anybody to ever get COVID. And I had 105, almost 105-degree fever when I was at its worst, when I almost felt like I was literally going to die. But I want to say thank you for not judging me for my situation when I finally opened up to you, and I just want to say thank you for what you do and what you're going to do in the future. Abe. Oh my God. Then we'll talk about Abe. Abe. I don't know how to explain Abe to everybody. It's been a while since I've seen Abe. But I know he's usually a night manager and he closes at night when they close. And I usually am coming after or right after he leaves in the morning, depending on my shift. So I don't really see Abe anymore. But Abe was one of the people that oversaw when I was learning how to clean the coolers and the freezers in every single department. And he actually encouraged me when I was being taught, hey, you did a good job on your first try. You can eat off these floors. And Abe was always just like proactive and good to me and sweet and kind. And I just want to thank him for that amazing kindness. And that also made me want someone as sweet and kind as that in my life or myself. So in a way, all of you guys have added to what I want in a partner in my life. You guys have upped my standards so much. And I want to talk about Jenny. Okay, Jenny. In the very beginning, we were cool, and then we had a bashing of the heads, you know what I mean? And then we had like a parting of the ways kind of type of thing. But I gotta tell you something. I still thought you were pretty cool. I still esteemed you like pretty damn high. I still think you're pretty amazing, and I just love you, and I still do. And um, I underestimated you to a degree. I want to admit, and I wasn't underestimating you in a bad way. I was underestimating you. Um, in general. Like I was underestimating, your level of teaching, but then you went and came in and let me do my thing, and then you went out when I was batting heads with freaking customers, and you're re-guiding me back to the company standards on how to handle this. And I realized, yeah, I was going from 0 to 1,000 in like less than a second, and I wasn't supposed to be doing that. So I was learning how to go from 0 to 1, then 2, and not from 0 to 1,000, instantly. So you taught me that I need to like chill back a bit. So I want to thank you for that. I know we had, like I said, a little bit of bashing of the heads and a separation for a little bit, but I always thought you were pretty cool. Just want to let you know. I want to talk about Gabby. Gabby, you've always made sure I had my paycheck. I'd be at the desk, and you were like usually the first one when you were there to make sure I had my paycheck. You never let me wait for too long. You and I were so cool. You could talk to me on the real. I really liked that. And then that also made me want somebody that I could talk to on the real, on the essay man. We can talk and we can just be reals and not have to worry about being fake and chummy and business-like. You talk to me on the real. So I want to thank you for that. That meant a lot to me. You treated me like I mattered and I was a friend. Not a friend you've known for like 2 seconds, but like a friend you've known for a few years. So I just want to say thank you for that. I really do. William. I'm going to talk about William. William, I'm going to talk to you about William. William, I love William. He's got the most amazing, most beautiful blue eyes you've ever seen. He's got the cutest. I'm not hitting on him, okay? He's got the cutest little cheekies. And they're like so red and rosy, and they're so beautiful and cute. I just want to just like pinch them and just like, ah. And he's so sweet and kind. He's not docile or weak. He's just kind and balanced. And he's got a beautiful energy around him and all throughout him that I could, if I needed something, he was like, okay, go do it. When my first job ended, soup plantation ended, and they were like gutting the place out, and I was able to go say goodbye to the place and get a few mementos from the place. He let me time it out so I could be able to go to soup plantation, which was across the parking lot, just to say goodbye to it so I'd have my closure. He's just that understanding. And he was just, and he made sure someone else guarded the door, especially in the beginning of the COVID. Yeah. Now I also want to talk to somebody that's not on my list. Davy. Davy, I don't think you were a manager. I don't know what you were. I don't know if you were just stock only, if you were a manager. I don't know what. But you were single-handedly the most sweetest guy I've ever come across with. And you always opened the door for me, always waited for me to come in the middle of the night, and you always were like one of the first people to let me in. You never let me wait outside for too long if it's cold or rainy or too dark. You always like were rushing to make sure I was safe when I was in, and you always asked me how I was doing. And I just want to say thank you, Davey, for protecting me. Just for protecting me in that way. I want to say thank you. You are such an amazing person. And the little times I said hi to you and you're always so nice. You always greeted me. You always treated me like I was there. Just want to say thank you. I really do. Now, the last manager I want to talk about is Pat. If I missed any of the managers, I'm sorry. Okay? Not trying to be mean, but we'll talk about Pat. Pat is an older guy, but he's got a, you know, I may be in the middle of stocking a big, huge, heavy case, but I'll stop what I'm doing to open the door for you. He never, ever, ever stays at his job for too long. He always gets up, even if he's a little bit annoyed to get up. He always gets up for you. Always. Always. He's always reliable in that way. And I wanted somebody that will always get up, or for the majority of the time to get up and be reliable and be there for me like that too. So Pat is also another reason, another quality I wanted in a person. So each and every single one of you so far has added to a quality I wanted into the partner I wanted, in which I have now. So I want to thank Pat for that. Okay, guys, I want to talk about Sandy. I don't know what she was part of, but I think she was part of the admin. Remember when it rained and it leaked in the room and I was trying to save you with like plastic containers and it kept filling up and I lifted them, all those things, and helped dump them in the porter thing, and I'm trying to save you and cover up everything with plastic bags from the bakery? Well, girl, you've always been so nice to me too. You've always opened the door for me. You were like a mother and a sister wrapped up in one for me. You always ask me how I'm doing. I never really opened up to you, but I wanted to so bad. I wanted just to hug you and just like embrace you every time I came by you. But I just couldn't. And I felt like I was being cheated because of COVID. And um I'm just gonna completely miss you. You know, you always talk to me. You always go out of your way to ask if I'm okay, how am I doing, and you always make me feel welcome. In fact, you're one of the few women, especially the night women, that actually made me feel like I belonged. And I want to say thank you, and I do love you, Sandy, so much. If you don't know it, now you do. Now you do. Nancy, I never got a chance to get to know you, but I always thought you're amazing. You know, you were pricing everything, and you just had like this, I don't know, this energy that I've always loved about you. And you had this little angelic glow around your aura. Like you have like angels surrounding you. And um I just like that about you. I really do. I'm gonna miss you. You don't know it, but I'm going to miss you. I really liked you a lot, and I still do, but I'm going to miss you. And you're also one of the other women at night that actually welcomed me and made me feel welcome and at home. Thank you. I want to thank Andy in receiving. You know who you are, young man. Mr. I don't like to sweep the back receiving area. Nope, don't like it. But I'll do it for you. um, I want to thank you for being so kind to me. So kind. And you used to always try to hear what I was saying, even if I wasn't even talking to you or even talking at you. And if I was singing, you still thought I was talking to you and wanted to hear what I had to say. You always took the time to try to see what I had to say, even if I wasn't talking to you. And I want to say thank you. Thank you. There's not too many men like that will want to hear what other women have to say, even if they weren't in a relationship with that person. I want to say thank you. I used to get a little annoyed, like, no, I'm not talking to you, I'm just singing. But I do appreciate it so much, Andy. And I really did appreciate, especially, getting to know you towards the end. You're like, can we keep her for 3 more months? And you trying to beg me to stay for 3 more months. Oh, this other state's gonna have COVID too. You might as well just stay here anyway. And I do appreciate that, Andy. I mean, do appreciate that level of care. And when I was working upstairs and cleaning upstairs, you kept checking if I was okay, if I needed anything. And I just really do appreciate that level of care. Again, made me just want a partner just like that. Seriously. Eileen, she does the .com and Starbucks, and I don't know what else she does, but she knows who she is. She came up to me when I was working the dairy case, not the deli, the dairy case, and she came up to me and told me how I'm doing, how she loves the way I'm detailed and how she loves the work I do. She loves my discipline, and she came up to me and complimented me like you don't have any idea how she complimented me. But that day I was feeling kind of defeated because I was like, oh crap, I'm putting in my 2 weeks notice. What the hell am I doing? I should just stay. I want to talk about Eileen. Eileen, she works in .com area of our store, and she also helps and manage and oversee the Starbucks. And I didn't think she liked me at first, but then she come up to me and actually told me how much she liked my work. And she had no idea how that very day made me made me smile, because I was actually having one of those days where I was actually trying to decide, am I really making the proper decision and moving all the way to a different state to be with this man? You know what I mean? I was going through all kinds of the war in the head, you know what I mean? Did I put the 2 week note? Why did I even put the 2 week notice in if I'm already missing these people? But she kept telling me that I'm doing a good job, and she was just so sweet about it, and like caring and asking me questions about my move. And when she found out I was moving, she looked very sad, and I didn't think she cared about me, but when I found out she did, it touched me on a deep level. And I should not have ever thought she didn't care. Maybe she always did care. So I need to also work on that in my life. So that's something personally I'm going to have to work on. I want to talk about Eric. Eric, you are a brother to me. You may not have the same skin as me, but you are my brother. Seriously, you are my brother. Yes. I want to thank you for being a man of God. The day I was telling you about my situation, my living situation, I finally decided to open up. Something told me I can open up to you. And you gave me the card, for your faith. And even though I don't agree with the same things that you do, I appreciated that your love for God was so great you wanted to share it in any way you can. I love the way you love your wife and you talk about how beautiful your wife is, and I just love that, in the way that you tried to live your life in a beautiful way. That I wanted a man of God of my own in my life that loved me and loved God. And you're the main reason why I chose my boyfriend. Because I see, my boyfriend trying to be a man of God, and I understand there's a struggle with being a man and being a man of God. Being a man in general is difficult, in itself, but then being a man of God is another level of difficult that is unheard of. And to love your wife, and we are unpredictable as women. Sometimes I'm just being gentle about it. Um, and to find someone that loved me for me, and how you love your wife, and how you like talk so beautifully about your wife. I found someone just like that for me. So you, as my brother, had helped me set the standards as what I wanted in my life for a person in my life, despite my sexuality. And I just want to say thank you for that. You're the main reason why, you know, I don't know if you've been praying for me, but I know you care for me. You always ask me how I'm doing, and I can be one of those people that will tell you how I really am doing if I'm really struggling with something, because I know you'll put me on the altar of God. I know you'll pray for me, and I know you love me because you do pray for me, and I'm your sister. I mean, I do love you, Eric, and I want to say thank you for that. I want to talk about bakery. If I don't mention you, I'm sorry. It's just how it goes, and it's just hard to say goodbye or see you later. It's just hard. I want to talk about Faria. She is my first friend in all of this place. My place of work. Whoops, excuse me. Faria has been like a mom to me. Yes, a mom. I can go to her and tell her my story. I told her my situation as well, and she didn't judge me. At that time, I was single, and I was with my ex at that time, struggling between him breaking up with me and then being with me, and then breaking up with me, and then being with me, and then breaking up with me, and then being with me, and then breaking up with me. Well, I don't need a repeat. She's the one that used to tell me I deserve better, I deserve more, I deserve better, I deserve more, I deserve better, I deserve more. And the constant repeating of I deserve better, I deserve more, I deserve better, I deserve more finally sunk in. And Paria was also my friend. She's encouraged me. Oh, you're doing a beautiful job in the bakery. I just love the way it looks now. It's looking way better than it's ever done. And she's always encouraging me, and I'm kind of freaking miss her so much. She's one of my few friends in the bakery. Maria always greeted me. Maria, not Faria, Maria. Maria always greeted me and always said, "Hi, Alicia, ¿cómo estás? Estoy bien." You know, me just talk to me in Spanish and English, and she always greeted me with such a beautiful energy, and I just love that about her, and it just made me just like, I always wanted to greet her with the same energy back, you know. And lately, I've been a little bit diminished with my energy because it's just like I'm like leaving, and I just don't want to be away from these people. So I feel like I have to separate. It's just so difficult. And I want to talk about two men in bakery. The first one is Miguel. Miguel, if you ever get a chance to see this, I want to say thank you for always, always, always saying hi to me every day you see me, always acknowledging me, always letting me know you know I exist. I want to say thank you for always including me in conversations. I've always felt like the bakery was a clique, and you've always tried to include me in the club, so to speak. And you always had a gentle, loving energy, almost like an uncle to me. And I just want to say thank you. Robert in bakery. There's two Roberts that I know of. But I'm talking about the one in bakery. I never liked or understood your political views, but I thought you one hell of a baker, decorator, I thought you're really smart too, but I always liked the fact that you were always so respectful of me. You would say excuse me, pardon me, and I wanted someone like that in my life. And I figured out finally that I needed an older person in my life and not a younger person that I've been dating in my life because of you, actually. Because the way that you talk, the way that your mind thinks, because you're older, you've had time to process, to be more mature, and and we talk about your wife and what you did for your wife when she went on vacation and she came, or she went on a business trip and she came back, and you social distance from your wife for a couple of weeks just to be safe, to keep her safe because you love her so much. And I just was just like, wow, that's just really amazing. He's just an amazing man to do that for her. And you're always so kind. You'll say excuse me. You always like go around me if I'm doing something. Sometimes we would coordinate our body moves in the departments, and we would like coordinate as if we were synchronized together. And I just want to say thank you for that. Really, I want to say thank you. Now I want to say something to my brothers in the meat department. I know it's weird if you see me as a vegan talking about my brothers who are not vegan who work in the meat department. But yes, I'm going to talk about my brothers in the meat department. I want to talk about Junie. 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 Oh, wait, sorry. Sorry. That's my little call to him. Junie. Like the Chia Pet commercial, but imagine his nickname, Junie. Anyways, um, yeah, I'm gonna miss him. He's got my phone number too. He's an amazing husband and just amazing person. And I've known him since he was my customer at Soup Plantation. And he's just a very nice person. He's got an amazing wife and she's just totally cool. And I just love and adore Junie so much. It's just a pleasure to work with. He made my work days go by so fast by how we would joke around. That sometimes I had to like separate from him because he make me laugh so hard. I want to pee myself. I'm not joking. The man's got a freaking sense of humor. Like there's no one's business, you know. I'm really gonna miss working with him, and I just like working with him like the second to last time has been very difficult because I just want to reach out and Rambo hug the man, but I can't. We have the social distance as we working. Anyway, George. Oh my God, George, I'm going to miss your big, huge ass gauges in your ears that look like big, huge. You could hang ornaments from those, babe. I'm just telling you, dude. You were just like the coolest dude ever. You simply are the coolest dude. Putting on thrash metal music, and then you and I both headbanging while we're working. You're cutting meat and I'm cleaning. And then was singing together like some loud music. You used to crank it up to the point you used to get in trouble for being so loud. Oh my God. Yeah. Um, I'm gonna miss working with you. Just as the coolest dude. You make like work life so easy. Seriously, you're just the baddest ass dude in the whole wide universe. Thrash metal, Pantera, Megadeth on top of it, plus the other music you listen to. I mean, come on, you're like awesome. I just totally love that. I'm gonna talk about Robert in the meat department. Really tall, very skinny, just totally sweet dude. If you ever talk to this dude, he will help you out in a heartbeat. In fact, he might even hand you the shirt off his shirt if you needed it. He's just that kind of person, and he was always talking to me, always joking around, singing songs with me. I mean, it's just so fun. I'm really gonna miss working with him. But I mean, these brothers in the meat department has just been mind blowing, and I do love these guys. Like they're my little brothers or big brothers, depending on how you view it. their size or their age or whatever, but to me they're my little brothers and I love them so much. Now there's Alex. He's actually the meat department's manager. I never really got a chance to talk to him like on a personal level, but anytime I had asked him for help or I gave him a suggestion, he stopped what he did and to hear what I had to say. Yes. So when the fans broke down, he actually listened to what I had to say and he got it fixed within the next day. And that kind of level of listening and paying attention to detail to what I had to say and making an action to change it or to fix it also made me want to have a partner that will put action into my relationship. That's another reason why I just like all of you have added so many things into what I wanted into a partner. I mean, I thought I knew what I wanted before, but wow, all of you have contributed to like the complete package what I want. And now I'm going to get that when I move to a different state. But Alex always took the time and he was detail oriented. He always paid attention to everyone in his department. That's something, it's no joke. He paid attention when they went on breaks and when they came back. He made sure that they were good if they didn't go on breaks. He made sure they got their breaks. I mean, he just made sure everything was good and tight and ordered. And he was just like real and down to earth. And I always liked that about him. And it was just really nice to work in his department, even though I'm a vegan. And I used to call the meat department vegan hell. I still do, but I'm just saying it's vegan hell. But I mean, these brothers made it vegan heaven in a way because they were just so sweet to me. There's one person I want to mention before I forget. His name is Modesto. He is a really good friend of mine. Him and we work together at nighttime together, so we know when the floors are being cleaned by sweeping or by the little floor wash vacuum thingies, like a shop vac for the giant floor. I'm gonna let you know something. On my 10-minute break, I sat on that and he literally pushed that with me on it, and I got a 10-minute break on that thing as he was pushing it, and we were just talking about a little bit of everything and talking smack about people in other departments that treat others like crap and think they're all that and a bag of chips when they're really way down there. I mean, him and we just talked about everything. We shit smacked a few people. We just shook our head, looked at each other from across the room and we knew who we were talking about, even though we weren't speaking with our lips. And I would speak to him in Spanish and in English. And if I said something incorrectly in Spanish, he would correct me gently and teach me the proper way to say it in a sentence. He's just a really good friend of mine, and he's going to be one of the ones I'm going to extremely miss a crap ton. Like, you guys have no idea how I'm going to miss everybody. Seriously. I mean, we used to get so much mischief together. I mean, I used to squirt him with the porter water hose when he say something kind of weird at me. I'd be like squirting him. He's like, ah, at me, and I'd be like, haha, I got you. It's been a couple times where he squirted me back. I literally would have like a water thing all over my uniform, a water stream, because we would have water, like a water squirting wars in the porter station, and we. I mean, imagine like two grown adults having freaking fun while they're working together, as if they were little kids, and that was just us, and then he would always make sure I was okay in my departments, he would like go out of his way. He'd find me and ask me, "Estoy bien, Alicia? ¿Está bien?" Like, yeah, sí, está bien. But if I was in a certain department, I wouldn't even say the words. I'd be like that. And he would know which department I was in when I would say it was only one department I ever felt that way in. And I'm not going to say which one because the main manager was an asshole. And I even know that this person was an asshole. I still did my job professionally despite, and he knew it. And he was like, they used to tell me they don't deserve you. They just don't deserve you. They don't deserve you. They don't deserve you. And I'm like, well, I'm not doing my job for them. I'm doing my job for myself. And I'm doing the job for Gina, for Max, and for Mark, which is the director. I'm doing it for them. And I'm also doing it for my audit scores because I love my audit scores. Anyways, so I'm going to miss my rides on that water vac thing they use for floors. I'm going to miss my 10-minute breaks. And all the shit smacking and him hanging out with me when I was guarding the door. We would like, have like a freaking party at the door. I mean, seriously, we would get like non-alcoholic like wine, and he would pour it in a cup and hand it to me, and then we would both pretend like we were drunk while I was letting people in. I mean, I had so much fun with this guy, and I still do. And that's the kind of person I want in my life, be able to have fun with like that and to goof off with. And I found that person, and Modesto is one of the reasons why as well. I'm going to talk about Starbucks. Ese man walked away. We're going to talk about the Starbucks clan. Ese, ooh. Sorry. I'm going to talk about Diane. I already talked about her before, but that girl is my home girl. I love her. The SA clan, the SA Bato clan of the Starbucks. Yeah, I used to set the oven on and set the wash and the sanitizer ready for her and get her ice ready for her and even possibly get a couple of her display sandwiches fixed for her, even though that wasn't even my stuff to do. I used to make sure that Starbucks was like pristine, top of the line, beyond perfect diamond clean by the time I was done with it, and I would set it all up, and I would learn some of the drinks just to help her out in the morning. I even learned how to brew the coffee. I even learned how to cover for people. I mean, even though I don't know how to make all the drinks, but she's the one who taught me how to make my first drink, which is a venti americano, baby. I know how to make it now. Because of her, she taught me. And she's my homegirl. She believes in me. I mean, I just love her to death. I mean, if I could just huggle the shit out of her, I would just huggle her so hard. She thought I was a freaking anaconda snake by the time I was hugging her to death. But I really am going to miss her in our talks and venting and just being so close together with another female. And I normally am not so close to other females. Just saying. And for her to be so awesome, I'm just saying. I'm really going to miss her. Bradley's in the house. Okay, Bradley, you know who you are. You are amazeballs. I'm gonna let you know you have some of the most beautiful blue eyes I've ever seen. It's kind of hard to look at you because you got beautiful blue eyes, but you're just a sweet guy. Oh my God, you're so sweet. I am so happy. Yeah, you have a new place to live and you're happy, and I am just so happy for you and your husband. I mean, you just beaming with joy. You're just an amazing, kind man, so thoughtful and loving. There's times where you like say, Alicia, you're in the way, and I'd be like, I can move around you. I can move around you. And look, this girl can move around you. I just want to say I love you, and I just think I just totally love and adore you. I just think you're just an amazing man. I think you are a beautiful man inside and out, and I'm just so blessed to have been working by your side and been your friend. And it grieves me to the point that I have to say that, you know what I mean, and leave. And I know you wanted me to work in your department as a manager there at the Starbucks in our store, but it never worked out that way because they always treated me like I was Cinderella. I'm always meant to be the cleaning lady, the detail. Oh my gosh, get everybody ready for freaking eco labs and audits, and. So I just want to say thank you for wanting me in your department, even to be a barista, and even partially training me a little bit on how to be a barista. So I want to say thank you, okay? Debbie, I don't know what to do about Debbie in Starbucks. I don't know what to do about Debbie. Debbie, 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 Debbie. Before I was an employee, you were one of my baristas, and your little high pitch energy, I just want to say thank you for being part of my life. And I didn't get a chance to get to know you, but I absolutely loved you, and I still do. Not loved. I don't know why I'm using past tense crap, but I do. I love you. And even though you would intentionally make my drinks with less sugar than I wanted, because you were trying to be a mom and look after how much sugar I was putting in my diet, it used to annoy me. But I still love you, and I know you had my best interest at heart. So I just want to say I love you, and I just want to say I'm just so grateful to have you in my life. Now I want to talk about Tom and Joanna. Okay. Tom and Joanna, I don't really know too well. Tom is like a little boy's son with blonde hair. Okay. As I got to know him, he's matured over time. And I just think that's a beautiful blossoming for a young man, you know. And watching him grow up is just really amazing. And now he could do things that he could not do a few months ago. So he's got severe, severe potential. Yeah, I do love that. Joanna, she is my other little sister from another mister with different color skin, different set of like shaped eyes. She's shorter. My Asian persuasion. If you want to say that, she's just amazing. She's just so amazing and sweet. She tries to make my drink perfect. I mean, perfect. And she gets so easily offended in herself if it's not right. So sometimes I don't tell her if it's not right because she's so hard on herself. She's such a perfectionist. She sounds just like a version of myself. So I know how she feels, so I don't say nothing when she messes up. But she is so sweet and so kind, and she's like a little docile, but she's sweet. But I know deep down inside she's got this, Zen garden type thing where you don't see no blossoms, or you see a little bit of blossoms, and all of a sudden overnight you see all the blossoms everywhere. It's like an explosion of blooms and beauty. That's Joanna. Joanna is going to be an explosion of beauty, more than she already is. Just saying. And I love that about her. I want to talk about my Olivia. I'm going to miss your crazy ass laugh. Your laugh, I can hear from across the way of the entire store. And I could be in a really bad mood or really serious into my cleaning. Then all of a sudden I hear your voice and I would stop what I was doing. I would at least giggle or smile. You have a very contagious laugh. And I always thought of you as my little baby, my little, itty little baby girl. I just want to hold in my arms and adopt into my life because you're just so sweet. And you got you got an excitement for the world. You have an eagerness and a thirst, and I just like that about you. That I wish I would get more of that myself in my life, and I really do admire that in you. And you're gonna go far. The secret to life is to believe in yourself and not take anybody's things and always prioritize yourself. As I've told you a few days ago, always prioritize yourself. Always take care of yourself because if anybody else drags you down and tries to take you down, they're not prioritizing yourself. Anybody that's not bumping you up is bringing you down because eventually you can't stay stagnant at the same level for so long before you want to go higher or you get drugged down. And you're the type, you have unlimited heights, girl. You have unlimited heights. I'm going to miss you, Olivia. I really will. I want to talk to my kids. Yes, you know who you is. My kids. My kid Sydney, my little daughter girl. My little daughter Sydney. You know who you is. You look like Angelina Jolie, but a prettier version of Angelina Jolie. Not only that, you have my maiden last name, so technically we are related by blood, and you're my baby. That's all. And I remember when the COVID happened and we had that person come in and made you feel uncomfortable and heebie-jeebies, and I was just like, girl, who do I have to kill? Well, I love you so much, girl. And I'm watching you grow up a little bit too, and it's just an amazing, beautiful sight, girl. I'm really gonna miss you, sweetheart. I really will. And I know you're just gonna grow up to be amazing, even more so than you are now. I want to talk about my little baby boy. Yes, I'm gonna fight you, Michael. I'm gonna freaking fight you, Michael, for Rhett. Rhett has always been my baby boy. Sorry, he's not your baby. He's mine. He's my little sunny boy. He's my little baby. No, 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 no. That's mine. I really miss Rhett. He has been working only weekends, in which I don't. And I've been missing seeing my little sunny boy. Rhett has graduated high school and he's got like a big, huge, bright future for him. He's always there if you need a break. He's always there to like acknowledge you're there. He's like, you know, hi, Alicia. Mm-hmm. You didn't say hi to me. Mm-hmm. He kind of copied our other Mark that we used to have that went back to being his other profession, which I really loved him too, by the way. But Rhett is my little baby boy, and I love him. He's the only one of my kids I wrote a hand note to, letting him know how much I love him and how he got Employee of the Month and graduated high school and how I was proud of him. You know, he did get Employee of the Month, but he freaking deserves it. He's just an amazing person, amazing worker for his age. He doesn't give up. He's just always like present. And he's got this unboundless gift to go further than anybody I've ever seen in my life. He's just outgoing and cool. He's incredibly sweet. So smart. So freaking smart. He's like another son to me besides my own son. Justin, you know who you is? Sonny boy. My little baby boy. You know who you are. You know you're sad when you found out I was leaving. I saw you cry. I saw you tearing up. I know. I'm sorry. I'm leaving. But I'm leaving because I fell in love with a guy who really loves me, and I know you know that, and I know you're happy about it, but I also understand that you're sad, you know. And I'm very happy you're working in produce. I'm very happy you're not stuck doing the clerical work. You know, I mean the courtesy clerk stuff. I'm glad you're doing something else because um, just happy you're just not in that other place that you weren't really happy with. You just look so happy where you're at, and I just want to say I love you, Justin, and it's just really hard for me. I feel like I'm letting you guys go, all of you, but you guys are letting me go too, and I just love you guys, you know? Oh my goodness. Kaylee, even though you're not on my list, I'm gonna write names. I'm not sure if you can still work for us or work for the company anymore, but I'll just check my roster. I don't know if you're taking time off, but I'm just gonna let you know. Um, you're just quirky and sweet, and you're willing to do the job that's asked of you, whether you like it or not. You may get frustrated at things and people about how you're treated, but you will dig into your strength and do it anyway, and you'll not lose sight of who you are. And I want to let you know that you can do anything you put your mind to, and you will be the voice actor you want to be. And I believe in you, honey. And I do love you as a daughter. I've always loved you, freckles and all. I think you're pretty amazing, girl. Rosie, I only met you for a short period of time, but you're just so eager just to talk. And I'm watching you grow and blossom too, and I just think you're just pretty freaking cool and amazing. And I'm just like watching you like be more outgoing. Before, when you first met, you didn't know your place. You're like, I don't know how to do this, and now it's just like now you blossom with all your confidence. And I just really like that about you, and I just always loved you as daughter as well. And if you don't know, now you do. But and I also know you just graduated high school, and I'm just so proud of you. Just looking at you and just like, yes, high school, yes. Next is college and owning your own business or doing your own profession. Yes. You know what I mean? Just so proud of you. Yeah, so proud of you. Now there's Michael. He's now in the meat department. But Michael was one of my little babies in the very beginning of the COVID. He was kind of a little bit of a lazy side. He looked like he was always falling asleep. But he came to work nonetheless. He did not like the job he did, but he came to work and did it nonetheless, even though he looked like he was falling asleep. um, but I loved Michael, and I still love Michael. And I'm seeing him in the meat department, still looking like he's falling asleep. So maybe it's just a Michael trait. But I love you, Michael, and I love you, and I always have. And thank you for being one of my little babies. And I'm just so blessed to have been in your life, you know. Now there's one more person I want to talk about, and someone I don't really talk to a lot, but I love this kid too. His name is Harrison. Harrison, if I'm on the floor in produce or on the floor in general, he'll bring a customer right to me so I can help him or her to the right place to find the product that they're looking for. Harrison will just automatically look for me. And I mean, like Harrison looks for me like my own son that I live with hunts for me when he needs to find the answers, you know. And Harrison is just this really tall, skinny young man, but I just see him as this little mini rosebud that's got to grow up to be a bigger rosebud before he can bloom open. But when he blooms, oh my God, Harrison is going to be so magnificent when he figures out who he is as a person, where he belongs in this world, what he wants to do, what he doesn't want to do. I mean, but Harrison right now is searching for himself, and I he's going to find himself, and I just know when he does, he's just going to be whew, amazing. But he knows when to seek help. Not too many kids will seek help. They're like so independent or like so prideful to not want to seek help. But Harrison is big enough in himself and dig deep in his own strength to know when he needs help, and he seeks it. So that's one of the reasons why I really love Harrison so freaking much. I want to talk about Delhi. Just talk about Delhi, everybody. I want to talk about my sister from another mister with a different color skin. Her name is Lisa. She always greets me with a foot bump instead of hugging. Instead of hugging, we foot bump. Um, Always talking about God. It's always a pleasure to be around. On occasion, if you piss her off, she'll light into you, but she'll do it in such a way you don't realize you're being told until later. So after, wait a minute, you just kicked my butt. Yes, I did. 2 hours later, you realize that the light goes ding, but you realize she did it in love, so you can't be completely angry at her. You know what I mean? Then there's Rosca, my best friend from Soup Plantation, my best friend in all of the entire world. And she's my Bulgarian grumpy bear, or my Bulgarian grumpy gummy bear. You do not want to piss my grumpy bear off, especially with all the hushkas. Which she taught me that word, and I will not explain what that is. If you know what that word is in Bulgarian, you know I just said something. Stephanie. Now, Stephanie, I did something for your department because I know you're very proud of your award you gotten for your department. Um, so this is what I had. Oh, I gotta learn how to do stuff right. Let's see if I can make it bigger. Don't know why it's just not working. But hold on. I'm gonna go back to photo and make it bigger. Alright, this is your award. I put those flowers there. And if you really want to know where those flowers came from, they came from my late husband's father, my late husband's urn. And I felt so good in giving a piece of myself to you because you personally have always been a fair manager. You've always been direct in how you talk to people, but you never condensated anybody down. If you did not like the way I personally did something, you would say, "Hey, Alicia, did you do this like this, or did it happen like this?" Or, and you actually opened a conversation, a dialogue with me, and you gave me so much love and respect when you did that. You are a very fair, very direct, but you're also very balanced manager in the way you speak to people when you want to be done, and you're also super relatable. And I love and respected that about you so much, and I still do. That I hope to be even a little bit of a smidget like that if I ever become a boss again in any part of my life. I just am just so amazed with how balanced that you are, and you've taught me a great deal by how I speak to people, how I'm eloquent to somebody, how my mannerism, how my body language is, my tone of voice, my facial expressions are. I mean, you just have taught me how to be a better communicator overall. And I just want to say thank you for being very fair and very balanced and very direct person, but you're also not a mean person. You've always been very relatable and kind. I want to say thank you so much, Stephanie, for being the most balanced woman and also the very, very balanced woman manager I've ever seen in my life. I just want to say thank you so much for that. And I really do love you. And I'm really going to miss you so freaking much. I want to say hi to Andy also in Delhi. You are a little baby brother to me. Now, I want to talk about Andy. Andy is like my little brother and my little nephew, all wrapped up. Before I became an employee of the company that I'm leaving, he always greeted me and treated me so kindly, and he always had this loving energy, and he was always interested in what I was doing or who I am and my background. He was just always just so amazing and kind to me. And the last time I saw him was a few days ago, and now I'm just like missing him even more. I don't care if he is a little baby brother or nephew with a different color. I don't care. He's just so sweet and beautiful. I'm gonna talk about Virginia. She knows who she is. She knows she's like a mom to me over in the store. She's not afraid to tell it like it is. She was always there under my grill when I was at the door during the very beginning of the COVID, guarding the door. And she used to come up to me and say, "Oh, this person's shoplifting, and you should do something about it." I'm like, "It's not my problem. It is for loss and prevention to deal with." And she would be like, "I don't care. You have the power to do something, and do something about it." And but she also taught me about the different cheeses because she worked in the cheese department, and so she taught me a great deal on different cheeses. So I used to share that with my family. I used to buy expensive like little slivers, like try it size wheels for my family, and bring it home for my family, and they fell in love with it. But I'm really gonna miss Virginia because Virginia had taught me, like how to just appreciate life. And she's even in her 60s, 70s, and she's still working a job at her age. I hope to be that inept. I hope to be that healthy and vibrant at that age as she is. So she makes me thrive to want to be as healthy and vibrant as possible so I can still work even in my old age. I really do love this woman. She's just like another mother to me and an aunt, and also, I guess, grandmother. I don't want to say grandmother because I might insult her, but I'm going to put it in this video. I don't care. But I love her anyways, nonetheless, and I'm going to miss her a great deal. All right, Luis. Mi señorito, te gustan los burritos. Esa es mi favorito. You're gonna miss that, aren't you? The little calling we used to do across the way, across the store. We used to say it all the time, make the customers look at us weird. Yeah, I'm gonna miss you, Luis, so much. This is the second time I'm mentioning you in this video. I'm gonna miss you so much. You're just so kind and so sweet. And I'm just like so happy you are in my life, or you've been in my life. I don't even deserve a person like you, even in my life. And I just feel so blessed that I was even a small smidget. Just a kind man, and just like overall a blessing and reliable. And you just were there for me when I was in the middle of the COVID and trying to be a true gentleman. You and Ermilo. Being gentleman to me. You taught me that I want a gentleman in my life, and you taught me the joy of sharing and communication and fun and enjoying one's work. And I just want to say I love you so much. I'm going to miss you so, so greatly. You and Ermilo. This is the second time I'm mentioning Ermilo because he was my card angel. And he used to like help me sanitize the carts, and he used to like always make sure I had a drink, right? Always make sure he had a drink when it was so hot during the COVID. And I just want to say thank you for being part of my life. I want to talk about my good friend Cole. He's in the dairy department, but he's one of my vegan friends. He's a vegan for a reason. Just like me. Him and I are the two resident vegans, and when I'm gone, he'll be back to being the only one. And so him and I would share, recipes, and we would teach each other. Oh, this is vegan. What? It's vegan? What? And I would share. This is vegan. He'd be like, what? This is vegan. Oh my god! And when something on our store shelves would be on sale that was vegan, we would tell each other about it. Like, oh my god, these vegan marshmallows are on sale. Oh my god! We would like hoard all the vegan marshmallows. I remember one time there was vegan marshmallows on the shelf, and then we left. Him and I bought all of them but one, and we were gonna fight over the last one. And he was such a gentleman; he just let me have the last one. So I hope to have found a partner that was also vegan, but unfortunately my current partner is not. But he is open to eating more healthier, and he's open to trying vegan products and things, and possibly, trying to be more vegan in the future, for his own health. He's done research on that. And he's the one and then Cole is the one that I had, uh, and we talk about different things about veganism and stuff, and why we went vegan, and how long we've been vegan, and we've been reteaching each other things about vegan products and stuff. So it's been an awesome exchange and sharing with a fellow vegan. And I'm gonna miss him. I'm gonna miss his jovial energy. He's always so happy to see you all the time, always greeting you. His tone of voice is always so eager to say hi to you. That's the way he does, and I'm gonna miss that a lot. He's also a really beautiful man, inside and out, and I'm just gonna really miss him in general. And he's the kind of guy um, that he kind of gave me a time or a base of what I wanted in a man in the future. So my boyfriend that I have now should thank Cole. Because I would not have looked at my man at all if it wasn't for Cole in general. But Cole is this really amazing guy. He's cool, he's loving, he's kind, he teaches you, he takes time out of his day for you. He'll walk on water for you if you need him to. He's just that reliable and cool. And it's just been a blessing just to be part of his life, and him to be in his presence as another fellow vegan, non-judgmental to other non-vegans. He's just like me. He doesn't judge non-vegans if they're not vegan. We just like do our own thing, and if you do your own thing, I do my thing. But we don't like the fact that you're not vegan, but we don't hate you. We're still going to be your friend even if you're not vegan. And that's just how Cole and I became. So I just want to say thank you, Cole, for being part of my life, and I really am going to miss you. And you were one of my second friends to really grab a hold of me and just really care about me. And I just want to say thank you so much for that. Okay, I want to talk about Floral. Okay, guys. I mean, Amanda, have been so loving towards me. When you found out I was leaving, you were just so like, oh my god, when are you leaving? Oh my god, no. And I mean, you're such a beautiful woman, inside and out. You love flowers. In fact, my family even has the plant that you helped me buy. And my mom loves it to death. She takes good care of it. And it's a reminder every time I look at it, it reminds me of you and how beautiful and how talented you are in general. You have given me a friendship, and um, you taught me about plants. You taught me about the care of plants, and it's opened me up to the point I'm even seeing the colors around the auras around plants a little bit more clearly than I've ever seen them before. I'm also a seer. I see energies around people, animals, living things like plants. I see the auras. I see when they're happy, sad. I see it all. And you've taught me an appreciation for plants and an appreciation for gardening, and just reopened up my love for flowers again. I used to hate flowers because I associated them with romance, and I gave up on romance, to be honest. And I found someone that wants to buy me flowers and buy me this and buy me plants and buy me like crap like that to make me happy. He wants me to garden, and it just reminds me of your spirit. And I want to say thank you, Amanda, for always being nice to me, always trying to buy me a Starbucks drink, or just you always talk to me. You always take the time out of your day to speak with me, and you're just a beautiful person. And I want to just say thank you for being part of my life. I also want to thank everybody else in the floral department. I don't remember everybody's names at the present moment because I've been crying so much that I've been having a little bit of this. And I'm kind of forgetting people's names off the top of my head. But I think Jessie is one of them. If I remember her name. And then there's the other young lady who's blonde, and she's just freaking amazing. I mean, she's just pretty much sweet and kind. And she actually looks a hell of a younger than she really is. She looks like she's in her 30s, and she told me she was like almost in her 50s. I was like, what the hell? Anyways. But Jessie, I also love like one of my children. And she's got a bright future ahead of her. And I just can't wait to see her blossom. All the times I've talked to her about art, and I've talked to her about her future, and I was teaching or talking to her about what she wants to do with her life, and the little small time I've had with her, it really did relish and savor, and I just can't wait to see what she becomes. But I'm really gonna miss all you ladies in floral. Marky in case you forget, saying Marky. You're my best friend in the entire world. You're in produce. Just in case you forgot. Marky do 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 whoa 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 whoa. Oh my god, I'm gonna miss you so freaking much. I totally love you so much. You are my best friend, my male best friend in all of the store. I mean, and we are so close. I still have the boots you gave me, the and the SIM card with the songs, and I do listen to them every day, and I cry because I know what you mean with some of these songs. And I have this little face mask that you've given me, and it still smells like you. So I want to put it in a bag and just like hug it for a while, pretend it's you, as my best friend. I'm gonna miss you always checking on me in my departments and harassing me for the most part. And then you and I just freaking just going back and forth with our little hate love banner. I'm just like, but I do love you, Mark. I'm going to miss you a great deal. And I'm going to miss everything. You have no idea. I don't want to leave. And to answer your text, I don't want to leave, but what I'm going and I'm leaving to is far better than where I have now. And I'm going to be loved by a man. I'm going to have a place to live. My family's going to be stabilized. We're going to be just fine. We can still talk on Hangouts or chat, or you could, harass me on my YouTube or in my phone, because I have my phone for a long time. And then you can also always email me. Gonna miss you a great deal. Now I want to talk about Paul. Took me a while to remember Paul's name. I'm sorry, Paul, but that's just how it did. But I told you about how I remember things. But Paul, you have been such a gentleman to me. Like, you always move your cart out of the way if I'm cleaning something in your area. You always moved it out of the way. You took time to speak with me, and you're just a very, 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 very kind, loving person, and always so easy to speak to. It was always a joy to work with you and around you. I just felt like we were always in sync without even speaking. And I love that about you, and I'm just going to miss you a great deal as well. The other person I want to talk to is Elitio. Can never ever pronounce your name, but you're the shortest man in the entire world, but you got the biggest heart of all. I'm just going to tell you that. You taught me how to scrub the floors of the bakery cooler and the bakery freezer, and I got it within the first go because of you. You are the reason why I'm so good with that particular job, and I want to thank you personally. And I also want to thank you personally for being such a freaking gentleman to me. So kind. You always opened doors for me. You always spoke to me with such kindness, and your tone of voice was so kind and loving and protective. And you treated me with such respect. And I just really appreciated that about you. I didn't get a chance to talk to you too much during my shift because my shift changed, but I never forgot that about you. And then towards the end, now I just want to let you know again how much you meant to me, and how I see how much of a hard worker you were and are, and you're just a beautiful person inside and out. And I'm just so blessed to have to be working with so many beautiful people. It's just overwhelming. It's like I'm working with a sea of beautiful roses everywhere. And I love all of you guys so much. I mean, goodness gracious, sakes almighty. Gilmore! Anyways, you know who you are. You always talk to me about God. We always talk about the spiritual matters. We talk about things in general. And you also spin the wheels of the spiritual realm with me. And you always, were just so non-evasive about your spiritual beliefs. But yet I can tell you are different. I can always tell by not just by looking at you, but also by how I felt when I was around you. I felt like I can be safe around you. I felt like I can let my guard down completely, and you would still love me for who I am at the end of the day as a sister. And that's the kind of man that I want as well. The other traits of a man I wanted. I wanted to be able to let my guard down as much as possible. And I'm just so freaking blessed just to be able to have the few chats that I had with you, because the few chats I've had with you have been life-changing for me. Yeah, life-changing. And I'm not talking about the life-changing where it shakes you and like bakes you and like rolls you around and gets your emotions all riled up. I'm talking about where it's heart-shaking, heart-changing. It's not emotional. It's completely different. It's a different spirit about it. And just the way you talk and how respectful and gentle, I mean, so gentle you are, just makes me in awe of who you are as a person and as a man. And I just want to say thank you so much for treating me with such greatness and love. Robin, oh my God, I know you're the manager, and I know you got a lot of crap on your plate, but I always loved you like a freaking sister. I know you had your little like temper tantrums and mood swings and crap like that, and I did not care because I always wanted to adopt you as a sister. I love you so much, girl. I know you have a freaking F-bomb list that I don't even know about. You can cuss up a storm in such a way that I can't even think of saying that word. I mean, it's just the funniest thing sometimes. But yet at the same time, you're like, always trying to say, I don't know, I need to do this and that. I might move you out of the way. And I'm like, don't worry, I'm not offended. Believe me, I'm not offended. I know you got a job to do. I know you're under a lot of pressure, and I just love you. I'm not afraid to go somewhere else and work if I have to. Not because I'm afraid of you, because I'm not, and I never was afraid of you. I just love you so much, and you and I are the same when it comes to a job we need to do. And you and I are two peas in a pod. And I just love you. I just swear you're my twin sister. We're both cancer survivors, breast cancer survivors. And, we both in remission. And we're both like fighting life. It's a different mentality of things. And we want it now. We wanted it 10 million years ago. And why aren't you giving it now? And, because we know that life is too short. We understand the urgency of life, being taken away from us at a moment's notice. So I understand why you are the way you are. I don't judge you. I just think it's funny because I'm exactly the same way, except you're a little bit more urgent about it. And I just love you. And I'm going to miss you so much, girl. I mean, I really feel like you could be my twin, emotionally and mentally. Yeah, I mean, you taught me new F-bombs. I didn't even know. You taught me new things. And then you probably realized I'm not as docile as I look. I'm not as fragile as I look either. So you and I could be sisters from another mister, you know what I mean? But still, girl, I just love you so much. And I'm really going to miss you a great deal. You have no freaking idea, all of you. You guys have no idea. You have no idea. A goofy moment. Sorry, Mom. Just had to do that.
Don't worry about it. You gotta do what you gotta do.
I'm just like,
Just do whatever you got.
I don't know, like, it's just hard. I feel like I'm saying goodbye to my family.
And sometimes it's hard to say goodbye to them. It's so hard for me
I
to say
know.
goodbye to Nancy.
I mean, it's just like,
And I haven't seen Nancy since.
she's probably gone to be in the spiritual realm, unfortunately. And I know
She was younger than me.
anybody can.
By about 3
My
years.
my daughter's been gone. She was 23 when she died. Anybody can go at any moment, Mom. And I just don't want to be one of those that doesn't leave a legacy of behind to
Of
teach
friendship
people, to
and
help
kindness.
people, to be there for people, even strangers who are watching the YouTube video like 10 billion years later. I want people to know that even if they're leaving everything that they know, to be with a second life partner in the real world, or being with a long time partner or a long distant partner in the real world, that sometimes the risk is really huge. It's just freaking huge. People don't understand how huge it is to take a big risk like this and just like take a leap of faith in God. That this is the right thing to do. And it's just like that whole like mind F of everything. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just trying to. So I want someone, whoever's going through what I'm going through, to feel like they're not going through it alone. If they're going through a real relationship like I am, and they're leaving people they truly love, like I love my coworkers like they're family in so many different ways. And then I'm changing all of our lives and changing our state, changing our customs, changing the beach. So we don't have the beach no more. Changing, I don't have a martial arts studio to train in anymore. Like completely changing like my profession and changing my way of life, my mannerisms, my customs, my culture, so to speak, just for one person. I just want Sean to understand what I'm sacrificing for him, because he only has a minute understanding about what I'm feeling. He has an idea because he's moved from one place to another and he left friends, but he doesn't understand these people are not just friends, they're my family. They're my freaking family. I spend more time with these people than I do with you guys. You know, it's just crazy, and it's just a lot of sacrifice, you know? Now I want to talk about my Patrick. I don't remember what department that he's in, but he has a different disability. I won't be able to say what it is, and I don't care what it is. But he personally defended me when someone tried to physically assault me in the store during the very beginning of the COVID. Even though I can clearly defend myself, Patrick said you're not allowed to mess with his Alicia, me. And I thought that was so sweet that someone, even if they are, I can't explain the word to be kind, sorry, mentally, I can't say it. Someone that has a slight disability, to love me enough to defend me, even though I'm a martial artist and I'm like type A personality, for him to come up and to defend me, I was just like, wow, he loves me that much that he won't let nobody talk to me in any bad way, and he won't let nobody try to physically assault me and hurt me. What a loving man. You know what I'm saying? So I determined in my heart that Patrick was my Patrick. And that's another reason why it's been very freaking hard to leave. Because I do love Patrick as if I love the son, as if I love the nephew. It's kind of weird. Because I love him to protect him like a son. Because if anybody hurt Patrick, I would be shit and hell bent. But I would love him like an aunt, because I wouldn't be his mother, but I have mother tendencies with the friend tendencies. You get what I'm saying? And Patrick is, I can't explain it to be so genteel, but Patrick, I believe, is the most beautiful spirit in the entire store, to be honest. He's got that kid quality with his issues that he has. And then, but he's got that, you're not allowed to mess with my Alicia. And I tried telling him that I was leaving. And he did not want to hear it. He thought my other friends were hard to please or hard to tell them. No. It's hard to tell somebody that has like a condition they can't control, that loves you. That you're leaving. I don't know if it's Down syndrome he has or whatever. I don't care. But it's hard to tell him. He's one of the hardest people. He has personally like touched me on a level I can't mentally or emotionally tell you or fathom or describe. It's so difficult. I just can't tell you how much it's hard. I protected this young man. I think he's older than me. No offense to him. I think he's older than me, but in his mind, he's quite a bit younger. And I always say, "Hi, Patrick. How you doing, sweetheart? How you doing today?" every morning. And he won't see me. And hopefully his, I hate to say it, disability will cause him to forget me in a way. Even though I won't forget him. Even though that sucks to think about. And I know he can't help it. But I generally, truly love Patrick. I've already mentioned him before, but for someone to get in the middle of a man who is trying to threaten me, though I can defend myself, Patrick literally put himself physically in between me and a man trying to fucking fight me. And he deserves Employee of the Month for the entire fucking year. And he deserves like a $10 million an hour raise. He's the one who deserves a, seriously, for him to protect a woman, even though he has this condition, even though he doesn't think he has a condition. He's like Superman to me. He deserves a raise upon 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 a raise. Well, you get the drift until all infinity. He touched me. Is emotionally, spiritually, to be so pure, pure-minded, pure-hearted, pure-spirited. I just can't. Just can't. I've always had men be really shitty, abusive, self-centered, selfish, disrespectful, unkind, untender, ununderstanding. I never had a young man like that. And unprotective as well. Or I can just let my guard down before Patrick. And and Patrick is like, "You're not allowed to talk to Lisha that way. You're not allowed to treat Miss Lisha that way. You're not allowed to try to harm Miss Lisha." And he'll put himself between him and that person trying to harm you. That's the kind of man I wanted in my life. And I got that with my new partner. But that this person, Patrick, is like a son and a nephew to me, all wrapped up in one cookie. And it's really hard to leave Patrick, to be honest. You guys have no idea. So, if anything anybody learns in this life, it's the connections and the commitments and the friendships that you make that really leave you tied. So it's really hard for me to let go of these people. Okay, guys, this is going to be my second to last video. And this is about Danny. He works in the wine department. Danny, I don't know how to explain him, no offense to him. He come up to me one day and said, "I voted for you for Employee of the Month." I was like, "What?" I didn't know people actually liked me at that point, And I didn't think he even voted for me. Like, this was the beginning of the COVID, or towards the part of the COVID. And I was just like, wow, he noticed me, and he's such a quiet person in the background, but he's also in the forefront because he does the wine. And he does a very good job at specializing in wines. And so does his friend. I forgot his name, and no offense to his friends. I'll figure out his friend to put him in here. But his friend also was good at figuring out which wines were non-alcoholic. So I can get non-alcoholic wines or beers for my son who is epileptic, who cannot have alcohol. And they took the time, like 10 minutes out of their day, just to help me out with that. Even though the selections weren't great, because the selections aren't great for non-alcoholic wines in general, the fact that they took the time out of me, for me, and just to help me with my son, so I can at least have my 21-year-old son have something taste remotely alcoholic. And then, but Danny, he's always been super kind to me. I don't really say hi to him all the time. I've been hiding my energy from him. He hides his from me. But I think Danny's also a beautiful person. You know, he's got these beautiful blue eyes. If you look at him, it's hard to look at him and then not look away. He's got the beautiful eyes. He's got the dark hair. I don't know what nationality he is. It doesn't really matter to me. He's just always been like super nice. He always has greeted me. But I think he found out that I'm leaving, and I think he's also sad. So he's been distancing himself from me, and I can understand. But I also liked Danny, I still do. Always thought he was a great person. I'm gonna miss him, and I always appreciated him. And he's also one of my family. I haven't identified if I treated Danny like a friend or a family member or a daughter or son. I mean, oh my god. A daughter? Oh my god. A son or a friend or a nephew or whatever. But I've always loved Danny. I look at him and I see him handling vendors, and he's so super professional, and I just love the way that he deals with that particular department, and I just look in awe. I'm really gonna miss Danny more than he knows, and he has no idea what he's always meant to me. You know, I felt like he was always looking at me, as in to see if I was okay, and it was just, he never said anything with his mouth, but his eyes are always making sure, always scanning me, making sure I was okay. And I just wanted to say I thank you and I appreciate it. Okay guys, it's at the end of the video. I know it's millions of years down the line of this video, and I probably forgot to, put your names in at the end or in the timestamps when your name has been shown or mentioned, because it's taken me 6 hours just to record the video alone, because so many of you that have made an impact on me, and I had to stop and cry for a little bit. And you probably can tell that my hair is a little different from the beginning of the video than from the end of the video, because I took my hair out after work, and I've been an emotional wreck since. But I do want to thank you guys for your love and support, all of you. I would not be who I am now or have fallen in love again if it wasn't for the different things that each and every single one of you have contributed to my life. Because I wouldn't have known what that particular part or that aspect was of love if it wasn't for each and every single one of you giving that to me. You have no idea the impacts of what each and every single one of you do to each other, but you have made a big impact on me. So I want to thank you guys for your love and support. I'm going to try to put your names down in timestamps in marquee in the description. I'm going to try if I have enough time. I do have to work the next day, between 6 o'clock in the morning and 2:30 p.m. And it's already 8:30, almost 8:40 already, and it's going to take 2 hours to edit, another 3 or 4 hours for it to upload. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to have the time to put your names in timestamps. So I'm sorry about that. I'm going to do the best I can. I want to apologize to those that I have not mentioned in the video. To those of you who feel offended, I'm very sorry. It's not personal. It's just I've forgotten things because I've been having a little bit of wine here. My brain's a little bit more relaxed than normal because I've been crying a lot all day long. This is my second to last day. And you guys have been my family. And I'm feeling very sad and very lost without you guys. And each and every single one of you has made a positive impact in some way in my life. And I want to personally thank you guys, even if I didn't mention you in my video. I will leave my personal email, my social medias in the break room. If you want to communicate with me, I'll even leave my hangouts if you want to talk to me face to face. But in the week of the 7th through the 13th and the 17th and the 14th, sorry, from the 7th to the 13th and the 14th, I'll be traveling with driving cross country with my mom and my son and a guinea pig. And most likely a day or two after, I will not be able to be reached anyway because I'll be too tired and recovering from a trip and going from one time zone to another. We're going from PST to EST overnight with my family. So hopefully you forgive me if I accidentally don't mention you in my video. It's really nothing personal. But I do want to thank each and every single one of you for allowing me in your departments. I want to thank you so much for being part of my life. And I am like pretty much nothing with who I am now if it wasn't for each and every single one of you teaching me something new, teaching me how to be, how to not to be, how to grow. Just like so many different things. If it wasn't for each and every single one of you, what I want, what I don't want in my life. You guys have taught me so much. I want to thank you guys for being part of my life. So with this, I send you my love. I send you my heart. I send you my spirit. And if you want to be part of my life, you guys are more than welcome to. I'll leave my social medias, as much as that I do leave them. I don't go on Instagram. I barely go on Facebook. And I barely go on everything else. But I'll go on it for you if you really want to reach out to me. Because I still want to keep track. And I would really want to be in contact with all of you. Because you guys have all been so much part of me. If you want to give me that chance. Alright guys, I love you all so much. And you guys mean so much to me. More than you guys can ever know. I want to thank you. And I love you all so, so, so very much.
What you see,